Excellent.
Thank you.
Please introduce yourself for the records.
My name is Paul Mozina, and I don't mean to sound a discordant tone, but I am going to bring a different perspective than what you've been listening to. And the principles, the drug war, the prohibition of the drug war is not founded on any principles of representative government. Okay? The people have never granted the government the authority, the right to control what we can possess and consume. And the government has never asked the people for that permission because they know the people would never give up their essential liberty and property rights to the government. So the whole drug war is illegitimate in principle. In its foundation, it's illegitimate. It's a war against the people. It's an attempt by the government to say, we're going to control what you put in your body. And it is an utter failure. As your founding documents discuss, 4.6 of the people in the world live in the United States, where we consume 2/3 of the illegal drugs in the world. The drug war is an utter failure. The drugs are in prison. We just heard that the drugs are in prison. And I just want to point out that the task force needs to look at the costs of the drug war. How many black men are in prison? What has been the incarceration rate of black men caused by the drug war? What is the crime caused by the drug war? The violence, the drive-by shootings caused by the drug war? Who's going to prison? How much is it costing the city and county year after year, since the war on drugs, since Nixon? How much is the city and county spending on taxpayer dollars to fight a war that it's losing miserably, and not come to the fundamental discussion of what is the principle that we're trying to serve here? Are we trying to control everyone's vices? I hope you'll read the Lysander Spooner's essay, Vices Are Not Crimes, which I distributed to the task force. I hope you'll read that, because you're pursuing a policy that can never work. As we learned from Alderman Murphy last meeting, that people are out there chasing the dragon. There wouldn't be any fentanyl on the streets right now if there wasn't drug prohibition. Fentanyl is a drug that was created by marketers. And as Alderman Murphy explained last time, for $2,000 you can turn it into $200,000. As long as drug prohibition is in place, the demand is going to be met, and there's going to be violence and crime associated with that effort. And I just want to close by saying, I would like to see the task force look and document what are you spending, what is the city and county spending. The Common Council just approved the HIDA refunding. There's a Metropolitan Drug Task Force. You're participating in the DEA 360 program. What are all these programs costing? And any private sector endeavor, you would look at the costs and you would look at the benefits, and you would examine whether or not what you're doing and what you're spending money on is working. This task force needs to look at what you're spending your money on and see if it's working. And consider freedom. Consider freedom. Consider having a regulated market where people are educated and the coercive prohibition is taken out of the equation. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. So that's final call for public comments. No one else has signed up, so we'll move forward. Item 8 is the meeting frequency, dates, and times.